The Story About Pink by Marjorie Flack and Kurt Royce. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful young duck named Pink. Suatu hari, ada seekor bebek muda yang cantik bernama Pink. Pink lived with his mother and his father and 2 sisters and 3 brothers and 11 aunts and 7 uncles and 42 cousins. Pink tinggal bersama ibu dan ayahnya dan 2 saudara perempuan, 3 saudara laki-laki, 11 bibi, 7 paman, dan 42 sepupu. Their home was a boat with 2 wise eyes on the Yangtze River. Rumah mereka adalah perahu dengan 2 mata bijak di sungai Yangtze. Each morning as the sun rose from the east, Pink and his mother and his father and sister and brothers and aunts and uncles and his 42 cousins all marched. Setiap pagi saat matahari terbit dari timur, Pink, ibu, ayah, saudara perempuan, saudara laki-laki, bibi, paman, dan 42 sepupunya semuanya berbaris. One by one, down a little bridge to the shore of the Yangtze River. Satu persatu, mereka menyusuri jembatan kecil ke tepi sungai Yangtze. All day, they would hunt for snail and little fishes and other pleasant things to eat. Sepanjang hari, mereka akan berburu siput, ikan kecil, serta hal-hal yang menyenangkan lainnya untuk dimakan. But in the evening, as the sun set in the west, la 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 lay would call the master of the boat. Tetapi di sore hari, saat matahari terbenam di barat, la 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 lay, Tuhan perahu akan memanggil Pink. Quickly, Pink and all his many family will come scurrying. Dengan cepat, Pink dan seluruh keluarganya akan datang dengan tergesa-gesa. Quickly, they will march. Dengan cepat, mereka berbaris. One by one, satu persatu. Up over the little bridge and on to the wise eyes boat which was their home on the Yangtze River. Melewati jembatan kecil dan menuju perahu bermata bijak yang merupakan rumah mereka di sungai Yangtze. Pink was always careful. Very, very careful not to be last. Pink selalu berhati-hati, sangat-sangat berhati-hati untuk tidak menjadi yang terakhir. Because the last duck to cross over the bridge always got a spank on the back. Karena bebek terakhir yang menyeberang jembatan selalu mendapat pukulan di punggungnya. But one afternoon as the shadow grew long, tetapi suatu hari ketika bayang-bayang semakin panjang, Pink did not hear the call because at the moment Pink was wrong side up trying to catch a little fish. Pink tidak mendengar panggilan itu karena pada saat itu Pink salah sisi mencoba menangkap ikan kecil. By the time Pink was right side up, his mother and his father and his aunt were already marching. Saat Pink berada di sisi atas, ibunya, ayahnya, dan bibinya sudah berbaris. One by one, up over the bridge. Satu persatu melewati jembatan. By the time Pink neared the shore, his uncle and his cousins were marching over. Saat Pink mendekati pantai, paman dan sepupunya sudah berbaris. And by the time Pink reached the shore, the last of his 42 cousins has crossed the bridge. Dan saat Pink mencapai pantai, 42 sepupunya yang terakhir telah menyeberangi jembatan. Pink knew he would be the last, the very last duck if he crossed the bridge. Pink tahu dia akan menjadi yang terakhir, bebek terakhir jika dia menyeberangi jembatan sekarang. Pink did not want to be spanked, so he hid. Pink tidak mau dipukul, sehingga dia sembunyi. Pink hid behind the grasses. Pink bersembunyi di balik rerumputan. And as the dark came and the pale moon shone in the sky, Pink watched the wise eye boat slowly sail away down the Yangtze River. Dan ketika hari mulai gelap dan bulan pucat bersinar di langit, Pink memperhatikan perahu bermata bijaksana itu perlahan-lahan berlayar menyusuri sungai Yangtze. All night long, Pink slept near the grasses on the bank of the river with his head tucked under his wing. Sepanjang malam, Pink tidur di dekat rembutan di tepi sungai dengan kepala terselip di bawah sayapnya. And when the sun rose up from the east, Pink found he was all alone on the Yangtze River. Dan ketika matahari terbit dari timur, Pink menemukan dirinya sendiri di sungai Yangtze. There was no father or mother, no sister or brothers, no aunts or uncle, and no 42 cousin to go fishing with Ping. Tidak ada ayah atau ibu, tidak ada saudara perempuan atau laki-laki, tidak ada bibi atau paman, dan tidak ada 42 sepupu untuk pergi memancing bersama Ping. So Ping started out to find them. Jadi Ping mulai mencari mereka. Swimming down the yellow water of the Yangtze River. Berenang menyusuri perairan kuning di Sungai Yangtze. As the sun rose higher in the sky, boats came. Saat matahari terbit lebih tinggi di langit, perahu mulai datang. Big boats and little boats, fishing boats and bigger boats, houseboats and reef boats, and all these boats has eyes to see with, but nowhere could Ping see the wise-eyed boat which was his home. Perahu besar, perahu kecil, perahu nelayan, perahu pengemis, perahu rumah, perahu rakit, dan semua perahu-perahu ini memiliki mata untuk melihat. Tetapi Ping tidak bisa melihat perahu bermata bijak yang merupakan rumahnya. Then came a boat full of string dark fishing bird. Kemudian datanglah sebuah perahu yang penuh dengan burung-burung pemancing gelap dan aneh. Ping saw them diving for fish for their master. Ping melihat mereka menyelam mencari ikan untuk tuan mereka. As each bird brought a fish to his master, he will give it a little piece of fish for pay. Saat setiap burung membawa seekor ikan kecil kepada tuannya, dia akan memberikan sepotong ikan kecil sebagai bayaran. Closer and closer swooped the fishing birds near Ping. Semakin dekat menukik burung-burung pemancing di dekat Ping. Now Ping could see shining rings around their neck. Ping bisa melihat cincin bersinar di leher mereka. Rings of metal made so tight the birds could never swallow the big fish they were catching. Cincin-cincin logam yang dibuat sedemikian ketat sehingga burung-burung tidak akan pernah bisa menelan ikan besar yang mereka tangkap. Swoop, splash, splash. The ring bird were dashing here and there all about Ping. Sapuan, cipratan, cipratan, burung-burung bercincin itu berlari ke sana kemari di sekitar Ping. So down he ducked and swam under the yellow water of the Yangtze River. Karena itu dia menunduk dan menyelami air yang berwarna kuning di Sungai Yangtze. When Ping came up to the top of the water, far away from the fishing bird, he found little crumbs floating, tender little rice cake crumb which made a path to houseboat. Ketika Ping muncul ke permukaan, jauh dari burung-burung pemancing itu, dia menemukan remah-remah kecil yang mengambang, remah-remah kecil yang lembut yang membuat jalan menuju rumah perahu. As Ping ate this crumb, he came nearer and nearer to the houseboat. Saat Ping memakan remah-remah ini, dia semakin dekat dan dekat ke perahu rumah. Then splash! Kemudian cipratan besar. There in the water was a boy. Di dalam air ada seorang laki-laki. A little boy with a barrel on his back which was tied to a rope from the boat, just as all boat boys on the Yangtze River are tied to their boats. Seorang anak laki-laki dengan tong di punggungnya yang diikatkan pada tali dari perahu, sama seperti semua anak laki-laki perahu di Sungai Yangtze yang diikat ke perahu mereka. "Awoh!" boy, and up dashed Ping and snatched at the rice cake. "Awoh!" kata anak laki-laki kecil itu, dan dia menghampiri Ping untuk menyambar kue beras itu. Quickly the boy grabbed Ping and held him tight. Dengan cepat, anak itu meraih Ping dan memeluknya erat-erat. "Quack, quack, quack, quack," cried Ping. "Quack, quack, quack, quack," seru Ping. "Oh, oh," yelled the little boy. "Oh, oh," teriak si anak kecil itu. Ping and the boy made such a splashing and such a noise that the boy's father came running, and the boy's mother came running, and the boy's sister and the brother came running, and they all looked over the edge of the boat, and Ping and the boy splashing the water of the Yangtze River. Ping dan anak laki-laki itu membuat cipratan dan kegaduhan sedemikian rupa sehingga ayah anak laki-laki itu berlari, ibunya berlari, saudara perempuannya berlari, dan saudara laki-lakinya juga berlari. Mereka semua melihat dari tepi perahu ke arah Ping dan anak laki-laki itu menceburkan diri ke dalam air Sungai Yangtze. Then the boy's father and mother pulled at the rope which was tied to the barrel on the little boy's back. Kemudian ayah dan ibu anak laki-laki itu menarik tali yang diikatkan pada tong di punggung anak laki-laki itu. They pull, and up came Ping and the boy on the houseboat. Mereka menarik, dan terus menarik sampai akhirnya Ping dan anak laki-laki itu berada di atas rumah perahu. "Ah, a duck dinner has come to us. Makan malam bebek telah datang kepada kita," said the boy's father, kata ayah anak laki-laki itu. "I will cook him with rice at sunset tonight," said the boy's mother. "Aku akan memasaknya dengan nasi saat matahari terbenam nanti," kata ibu anak laki-laki itu. No, my nice duck is too beautiful to eat," cried the boy. "Tidak, jangan, bebek manisku terlalu cantik untuk dimakan," teriak si anak laki-laki itu. But down came a basket all over Ping, and he could see no more of the boy, or the boat, or the sky, or the beautiful yellow water of the Yangtze River. Tetapi datanglah sebuah keranjang menutupi Ping, dan dia tidak bisa melihat lagi si anak laki-laki itu, atau perahu, atau langit, atau air kuning yang indah dari sungai Yangtze. All day long, Ping could see only the thin line of sun which shone through the crack in the basket, and Ping was very sad. Sepanjang hari, Ping hanya bisa melihat garis tipis matahari yang bersinar melalui celah-celah keranjang, dan Ping sangat sedih. After a long while, Ping heard the sound of oars and felt the jerk of the boat as it was rowed down the Yangtze River. Setelah beberapa lama, Ping mendengar suara dayung dan merasakan sentakan perahu saat digayung menyusuri sungai Yangtze. Soon the line of sunshine which came through the crack of the basket turned rose color, and Ping knew the sun was setting in the west. Segera sinar matahari yang masuk melalui celah-celah keranjang berubah menjadi warna mawar, dan Ping tahu bahwa matahari sedang terbenam di barat. Ping heard footsteps coming near to him. Ping mendengar langkah kaki mendekatinya. The basket was quickly lifted and the little boy's hand were holding Ping. Keranjang itu segera diangkat dan tangan anak kecil itu memegang Ping. Quickly and quietly, the boy dropped Ping over the side of the boat and Ping slipped into the water, the beautiful yellow water of the Yangtze River. Segera, dengan cepat dan diam-diam, anak laki-laki itu menjatuhkan Ping ke sisi perahu dan Ping menyelinap ke dalam air sungai Yangtze yang berwarna kuning dan indah. Then Ping heard this call, "La la la lay." Lalu Ping mendengar seruan ini, "La la la lay." Ping looked at there, near the bank of the river was the Wise Eyes boat which was Ping's home. Ping melihat dan di dekat tepi sungai ada perahu bermata bijak yang merupakan rumah Ping. And Ping saw his mother and his father and his aunts all marching one by one up over the little bridge. Dan Ping melihat ibu dan ayahnya dan bibinya semuanya berbaris satu persatu di atas jembatan kecil. Swiftly, Ping turned and swam, paddling toward the shore. Dengan cepat Ping berbalik dan berenang, mendayung menuju pantai. Now Ping could see his uncle marching one by one. Sekarang Ping bisa melihat pamannya berbaris satu demi satu. Paddle, paddle, Ping hurried toward the shore. Dayung, dayung, Ping bergegas menuju pantai. Ping saw his cousins marching one by one. Ping melihat sepupunya berbaris satu demi satu. Paddle, paddle, Ping near the shore. Dayung, dayung, Ping mendekati pantai. But as Ping reached the shore, the last of Ping's 42 cousins marched over the bridge, and Ping knew that he was late again. Dayung, dayung, Ping mendekati pantai. Tetapi saat Ping mencapai pantai, 42 sepupu terakhir Ping berbaris melewati jembatan, dan Ping tahu itu dia akan terlambat lagi. But up marched Ping, up over the little bridge, and spang came the spang on Ping's back. Saat Ping berbaris melewati jembatan kecil, dan spang, dia mendapat pukulan di punggungnya. Then at last Ping was back with his mother and his father and 2 sisters and 3 brothers and 11 aunts and 7 uncles and 42 cousins, home again at the Wise Eyes boat on the Yangtze River. Kemudian akhirnya Pink kembali bersama ibu dan ayahnya dan 2 saudara perempuan dan 3 saudara laki-laki dan 11 bibi dan 7 paman dan 42 sepupu pulang lagi dengan perahu bermata bijak di sungai Yangtze. Yay, happy ending. Wow, it was a good story. Well, thank you guys for listening and I'll see you in the next book. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment.